All right, howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. That's what it looks like when I come back. All right, let's get over here to the solar report. Here's our thumbnail here. Clearly see our little black object right here, pulling plasma off, the instrument reacting to it, the big dent in the red line right here. Okay, so already kind of had that sitting there, but let's pull back and get this started here. And pull this up a little bit more. And start the loop. All right, first off, here we are, April 4th, 2024, 4/4/24. Lots of fours. Okay, let me just kind of get that a little bit better here. More like that. There we go. All right, let that loop play for a second. Let your trained eye kind of take a peek at what's going on in there before I start pointing stuff out. That way there's no like power of suggestion there. You guys know what to look for. You've been here for a minute now. All right, so all kinds of activity today on the sun. Let me catch that opening frame. All right, back it up a little bit. Right there. So opening frame 024. Let me pull down just a tad. All right, as you can see, we have this event up here already underway. It shoots out a screen. Then we have this. Also note this little shadowy object over there. So much plasma right here. It's kind of hard to see your object, but this, it's probably right in here. This round circular shape right there. Something else maybe right here too. Maybe that's it right there. Either way, you can see we had something going on there. There's something going on here. Well, this one you can clearly see all the way out. Oh, here, really quick, let me back up. Note this up here, moving in. So we're all watching this thing and this thing moving out, but up here in the background is this little object moving in. And then watch, you'll see a reaction here right afterwards. We have this event in the meantime. And then I think our object comes in right about now, interacts with the sun. And we get this huge full halo CME. Hopefully that's heading away from us, all right? But right there, as you can see, was a full halo CME. And you can see this little object down in here, maybe one over in here too. Kind of looks like a double, almost like a pair of breasts or something, but like a two different magnetic fields blending to one to there, meeting together there. And we have another event, that, plus what's going on over here. We have this little guy show up in the middle of all that. And then there's this, whatever glitch that is at the very end. All right, and we had another event already going into the next day here. So let's just come back around to the beginning. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the loop. Take a little look at that as that goes off, and you see all this activity here on the sun. All right, because when we go over to the other instrument, it's going to look pretty plain and bland again, telling you that there's no activity on the sun. So if you look right here, let me go ahead and zoom on in. And you can see, all in all, we barely got above the seafloor. These little pops and clicks that you saw today didn't even register as a C flare. We're so low in B range that these little pops barely get us up above the seafloor. Now look what happened going already into tomorrow. Let's see if we can go back and take a peek at that now. First though, I see that sitting up there, but I want to refresh it for every last frame. Now we'll click on it. No images for this day, huh? No, that's the last of that one. Same with that. Yep. All right. Well, I guess they don't have any images up yet for the 5th yet. Let's try it one more time. So it loads up. Yeah, sorry, no images for this day yet. All right. Well, we, as you can see here, after what we just witnessed made these tiny little pops. Uh-oh, what happened there? All right, so even though it's a small minor C-class flare, excuse me. Let me get back to business here. Okay, X flare potential 1%, M 5%. I can see why. It's way down there. So let me just zoom back out. Currently, we're at B 5.2. Okay, so we're still below the seafloor. We're in B range at 5.2 there. So pretty low. Could have a G1 today, and they're calling for a G1 tomorrow. All right. Here's 4 sunspots now, and as you can see here on our KP, here's our little impact today right there, this little grouping right here. So we did have a little our KP1 today. All right, our auroras at the moment, yeah, pretty healthy. They're mild. There's no yellow in there yet, but they're pretty healthy. Okay, they're not fading or weak or anything like that. So, and then let me just open up this tracker and see if we got some trackables. Okay, they're showing at least one of these CMEs here going off the back. There were multiple today, one of them being a full halo CME. So hopefully that's that full halo CME heading away from us there. Okay. Let me come back to also over here. Look at this. Here at Earth, let me just pop this open real quick. I want you to see this just up close, a little bit closer. Please, thank you. Here, they're showing a little rise in activity here on between the 5th and 6th. This will be our other R1, our other G1, sorry. Okay, so there's that. Let me just back out of this now. Still the same article there. A coronal hole stream is currently moving past our planet between 450 and 500 kilometers per second. An isolated period of minor geomagnetic storming is in the forecast for the next 12 hours. Visible or will be possible at high latitudes. Next. All right. A sudden quiet. Solar activity has dropped very low levels as the sun turns a nearly spotless hemisphere towards Earth. Since giant sunspot 3615 departed last week, the sun's baseline X-ray output has dropped by a factor of 10. No solar storms are predicted between now and April 8th solar eclipse, okay? Eclipse weather forecast. It's a terrible time for clouds. The last total eclipse in the USA for 20 years happens on the 8th, and according to most forecasts, most of the path will be totally overcast. Bad news, but tens of millions of people traveling to the statistically clear area in Mexico and Texas could find themselves staring at gray clouds. All right, so might disappoint there. The weather might hamper this whole thing. Anyways, there'll be captures of it. We'll get to see, somebody will capture something and we'll get to see it somehow. Also, last night we were talking about here the weird animal behavior. I was telling you how I noted it in my cat, and I'm sure maybe you guys are seeing some of it in your animals as well. Today we had the elephant attack. Did you see that on the news? The elephant that attacked the safari truck, flipped it over and killed a lady. So that's the animal activity that we're talking about. They're very touchy. The animals are very touchy right now. They can sense all this pressure and stuff. So, yeah, space weather will be in Texas on April 8th to launch cameras high above the clouds. See, so there will be cameras launched high above the clouds. We'll be releasing Earth-to-Sky cosmic ray research balloons from the path of the totality with optics that might catch the moon's shadow, darkening the clouds below. Ooh, that might be an interesting shot. The shadow on the clouds below. All right. Meanwhile, the Devil Comet is now a naked eye object. Suddenly, amateur astronomers are seeing a naked eye comet in the evening sky. It's Comet 12P Pons Brooks, also known as the Devil Comet. All right, it's the Devil Comet. Waiting for next Monday's solar eclipse in Mexico. The comet's last night and found it much brighter than the last time you saw it. Okay, so now go out. Now take your binoculars out and go check it out. Assume the outburst is in progress. So we did have a little outburst from our comet. Look at that shot. Wow, right over the lighthouse there. Hint, hint, lighthouse. Pretty cool shot. So go out, check it out. Pull out your cameras, you might catch it. I might go try to capture it too one of these times here. Okay, so all the comets coming back to life again. All right, it just had a surge in its tail there. Okay, now coming over here to the Schumann. Whew, finally, a little break here after this last activity here. We're going along, a little speed bump right there, but it didn't stop us. Now we're having some good continuity here, some minor, no interruptions here. It's tapering off, getting a little weak towards the end right here. But all in all, we've had a little bit of smoothing out, at least for the bumpy ride for a moment. Now we still have more energy inbound. Already we absorbed some today. We have more coming tomorrow. And in a couple of days, that's going to correlate down at the core, and we're going to see the pressure build up again, and you'll see a couple of little scraping events. The bigger the impact, say if we took an X flare, the harder the grinding event would be. We're having smaller events that are hitting us, so I would expect to see just a couple little small white pops here in the next few days as we reach that threshold of pressure, scrape a little bit, it gets scrubbed off, that pressure comes out in earthquakes or volcanoes, and then it stops grinding again. Moving on. All right, here we are. As you can see, we still have a lot of pressure going on. China is very organized, concentrated area of pressure. We have Taiwan right off the coast. Look, it's starting to look more like Java here a little bit. Okay. Well, anybody else? Well, it all depends on the weather that day. Weather is changing so drastically right now that it's hard to predict. I think tonight's forecast map will help us a little bit more. All right, so as you can see, we'll get to that here in a few. Pretty healthy pressure in that region still. Look at Java. It's well defined, total purple island again here. All right, so we do have pressure going on. It's coming out at the surface now. Okay, let's come on over here to America. A little bit there. As you can see, one side's bleeding out, the other side kind of clearing up. Country divided, but we still have some pretty dark regions over here. Okay, so there's still a fair amount of pressure under that side of the country. All right, as we kind of pull back, you can see it. Also, I want to take a peek. Ooh, look at this. This little patch right here, like the vent on your pressure cooker, letting out steam. Here's this one little isolated spot in all of that region right there. We pull back for hundreds of miles in all directions. Right here, right in the middle, is a very intense, very dark, very large, organized plume that's got black in it. All right, there's on my screen, it's got black in it, so that's a sign that we got healthy pressure underneath the plate under there. Okay, note the darkness of this one right here, just kind of down from it over here. We got another good dark region. That's right above Lake Superior. What's that, Huron? Yeah, there's Superior Huron here. Okay, so a lot of pressure underneath right there. Let's go down to our fulcrum point here. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Well, what would that indicate? Fires? Yes, this does cause fires on the surface. And can you zoom back to the northeast Alabama? Yeah. So fulcrum point, pretty dark. Northeast Alabama. All right, there's no lines, no state boundaries on this, so I'm just going to position it so you can kind of make out your region there. And try to get the best we can here. Okay, so there is pressure under that region. It's clearing up. It used to be much darker in this region right here. It used to look more like this up in there. So it has lightened up in that area. Okay, when I pull back and we look at it a little bit more, you can see that this region right in here has lightened up. A little more Mississippi, but over here it has kind of lightened up. It used to be much darker. So there's kind of a little zoom in for you there. And then what was the other one? Can you zoom back? What would that indicate? Fires. Okay, yeah, the fires. So let me show you something here. Over here, we come over to bio, and it says none or fires. We can click on fires here, and it'll put the overlay of the fires. Now, this is where they're probably going to kill the show. Better not. Now, you see these plumes? You see this region right in here, this plumage? You see all the corresponding fires around them? Let me show you something more up like this way. These darker plumes like this sometimes have fires around them. Last time when we had all these fires up in Canada, they were all around each of these plumes. Let me take you, actually, that's kind of concerning. What's going on here? You know, the backside of this storm has dry air and fast-moving winds, so we could be experiencing some a little scattering of fires. Those yellow ones, those are the ones I'm concerned about. Some of the other little small red ones might be somebody's backyard fire, or, you know, they're having a barbecue or something. Well, not this time of night, but seems like we're having a little flurry of fires in that area right there. Let me show you a good example. See this pressure down here? See these fires in this region right around this? Because that hot gas permeates through the, through the ground. It makes the ground hot. It'll actually start a tree on fire from the root structure. It'll burn from the root structure up through the middle of the tree. And I'm sure some of you have seen video of trees burning from the inside out. And that's how it works. Some of these trees, once they've burned all the way down, there's no stump. There's a hole in the ground with multiple burned out root structure tubes that go down into the dirt where the roots used to be and are burned out now. This region depends on little spot fires, campfires a lot. So, but what I'm trying to show you is like more over here. You see these yellow ones, yellow and orange ones. So more intense fires that are caused by pressure down below. Some of them. Not very good examples. Well, here's one. All right, so give you an idea that some of these fires are started from underground. All right, I'm going to take them off of there, though, because we're getting back to business here. So our pressure, pretty healthy lately, okay? Still kind of around. Even though we've had some earthquakes and volcanoes and stuff, we're still taking on more energy. As soon as it's vented, it's refilled. So we're just kind of getting this equal balance. Like I said, as soon as it gets relieved, then we get another blast from the sun and it gets refilled. So chemicals. Oh, I wanted to go to this one again, please, with the currents on it. Take this off again. Just to report again, big old hot spot here off of the coast of Japan. That's a region to watch because that means pressure. There's magma at the surface underneath the ocean right there, heating up all that water. This spot right here, in between Taiwan, we just saw a flurry of earthquakes right at this spot right here. Okay, you see how warm the water is in this region? Because there's a bunch of magma coming to the surface around this island. All right, what concerns me is this side. You see how much hot water there is on this side over here, and it's really pinned this cold water against the shore. Usually it's the opposite way around. Warm water is closer to the shore. So this is a heat plume of hot water encompassing the island of Taiwan, especially on this side. Now, I showed you during the earthquake report that that's the side that has the plate boundary that runs through a huge city, okay? So that's a spot to watch. Also down here around this island, we're seeing another heat plume grow or in this little region here, kind of in this bay. Notice how it's pinned cold water to the shoreline again. All right, here's a little patch that's pinned to the shoreline too, because all the water in that region is starting to spread around. Let me put the currents on here, please. It's grabbing this hot water and spreading it around the area. See what happens when it passes by Taiwan? It goes by either side of it, hooks up together, and then runs past this cold water all the way up. Look, it's taking that hot water all the way up here, splitting it up just south of Japan here. See how it's got cold water pinned to the shoreline again, right here, southern Japan, and another barrier right here, cold hot. Another cold hot barrier. And then we have this plume, this huge plume over here off the coast of Japan. I have a feeling we're going to see more activity around Japan here in a while. Okay, what else, Lord? Do we want to see here? Particulates? Yes, we want to check out our sandstorm. All right, this one in Africa. Oh, you remember how it was just huge going up into there? At least that stopped. A lot of it now is being carried across the Atlantic over to South America here, but we still have ongoing sandstorm in North Africa here. One now in kind of northern India. This is a new little region right here. Lately, we were seeing them here in Saudi Arabia, Yemen area, and up here by the Black Sea, it's kind of, or Caspian Sea, it's starting again. And then here, again, over the Gobi Desert, we're getting another one. And look at this. Look at this. Look how is this another sandstorm up here? By Jove, look at this. So I thought maybe the wind currents were taking this up there somehow, but it looks to be that we have, by the wind currents going this way. You know what I need is a better, I want that right there. And then, then the sand. There we go. That's more about this wind structure that's causing it right there. So, look at this. We got a sandstorm over the Gobi Desert. We got one up here in Russia. Way up there. That's weird. A sandstorm way up in Siberia? Okay, whatever. And then one down here at India now. And still North Africa, as well as, central North Africa right there. So lots of sandstorms going on right now. Was that it? Chemicals, we did the SO2. Let's just look at SO4 real quick. Take off the wind. This is SO4. It's sulfur 4 oxygen molecules. It's a sulfide compound, comes from pollution as well as the ground. Doesn't matter where it's coming from. It's the fact that this chemical bonds with water, H2O, and when you mix the two, you get a compound called H2OSO4, or H2SO4, sorry, which is known as sulfuric acid. So all this is potential for sulfuric acid when it bonds with the water in the air. Lots of sulfur or acidic storms. Look at this one spot in Australia doesn't have one. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That is odd because it's gotten all around the world, even down here to Antarctica. Antarctica's got more than that spot does. How strange. Probably just wind currents. Also, look at here. Madagascar kind of got a little, maybe a lot of the plants are eating it in that area as well. But a lot of SO4 on the planet. All right, let's move on. So back to SO2. We have all these plume areas, pressure building up. Got Java concentrated again. Okay, so now let's come over to the earthquakes. Bang this out real quick. All right, good. We're all set up. All right, now deep region. We had this one today. It's a mid-range 4, but it's only down at 360. So that's not a deep quake. That's a sub-deep quake, about halfway down for a deep quake. Over here, meantime, we have a mid-range 4 at 180. Nothing in this whole region right here. We come over by Java here. We get a 4.3 down at 98. Up here, a 4.7 at 54. 5 right here, 35. Now let's get into Taiwan here. So our quake swarming has kind of died down, but we are still having some quakes here. Earlier we were having mid-range 4s like these. That's a 5 right there. But mid-range 4s like that, there's a 5. Another one. And then this one, a 5.1. So a couple of mid-range 4s, a couple of 5s there today. And our latest one right now is a 4.7. Okay, so then we have this side over here where all that hot water was off the, you know what? It's right around this little island structure. Huh. So I'm looking at the terrain. I'm looking for volcanic feature. I'll have to come back here later, but this little island grouping is, an upthrust from the bottom of the ocean floor there. So that's the corridor area that we're seeing our pressure or that hot water. Let me get back to this again real quick because I want to refer back to it again. With the current and play. Oops. Right there. Okay. Sorry, I should have just left it there in the beginning. All right, so this area is what we were just looking at. I'll take the curtains off there. All right, and that's right where this little island structure is, right in that area. All right, so we have a plate boundary that runs across this whole city. This is all city right along the coast there. Let's just kind of go in and just kind of give you an idea how many people live right on that plate boundary. This is all densely populated Taiwan. This whole city, this whole side is just continuous city. See through there? All the way up. So that whole area right there has a plate boundary running through it with hot water off the coast. Not a good place to be, especially when you're having earthquakes right on the back side of your island here. All right. Let's pray they stay on this side because anything big in that area would just be devastating. This is probably the least populated area actually of the whole island. So, but it's our fulcrum point, as we like to back out here. You can see it's our fulcrum point. Everything is kind of rounded up and pushed up this way. So our little area is still going off there. Up here at Japan, where'd that go? There was a bigger quake there. 5.0 here. $5.9. No, that's not it. That was yesterday's. There was another one. Where was it? That one? Huh. All right. So for now, 5.0 right there. Could have swore I saw a second one on there today. All right, back to the normal. Okay, so there's your earthquake activity there in the Pacific. We had a Fulcrum Point quake over here of 5.2 at India, down at 21. Over here in Iran, we had a 4.2 down at 10. And then over here, look at the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, 5.0. 5.0, 5.1, all the same energy right there going right along the mid-Atlantic ridge, a sign of pressure being relieved right there. This is where everything comes up to the surface and spreads in two directions. It goes that way and this way. So this mountain ridge is formed by lava coming up through it, all right? This is where we release a lot of pressure, and we see all the activity up here at Iceland because it's on this mid-Atlantic ridge. And now, instead of seeing pressure coming out up here at Iceland in the form of volcanoes, we are actually having fives right along the actual fault, which is good. That'll relieve some pressure, but that's a sign that shows you pressure has made it to the surface and it's being distributed all along that ridge line. Another 5.1 over on this side as well. So we have equal energy kind of all around. 4.2 down here at our fulcrum points, a little south of it, but couple of fours right there. But main event right here is along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge and our little weak zone over here. We had a 5 there at Japan. I'll watch that area because, look, this is up where that hot water is off of Japan. Let's come back here real quick. You guys seen it. So that little bay right there, that's right where we had our earthquake. All right. And that was down at 63. That's not a surface. Well, it's just below surface. It's not a very shallow quake, but it's pretty close. All right, the rest all quiet, really quiet along here, coming over to the Juan de Fuca. We had a small one right here, a 2.6. But the main event around my town over here was what happened over here at Biden, California. No, Belden. Almost looks like Biden. All right. They had a 4.2 here. Also, another, give me that one, 4.4. So they had two fours there today, backed up with the 2.9. So a little rocking and rolling going up here, mid-range fours in Northern California here at Belden, California, just kind of north of where I'm at there. And just south of me is this down in Round Valley. All right. So pretty quiet around that region today. Please close that out. Thank you. We did that one. Yeah, so there's your earthquake report. Let me exit out of that. Oh, no. That was the wrong one. Oh. Let's get over the volcano report here real quick. Accidentally exited out. Oh. That's why I accidentally exited out. I want you to wait until this little ticker running across the top comes back again. All right. Can you see that? 30 erupting, 20 in warning. When it comes back, and 31 in unrest. 30 erupting, 20 at warning, 31 unrest. 30 and 20 is 50, plus 31 is 81 volcanoes that are at least at unrest. We have 81 unrestful volcanoes, some of which are very active and in warning. Others are fully erupting, but that's one that I kind of wanted to show you because this one on the erupting was, 26, and then it went up to 27. Now it's up to 30. So 30 and 20 is 50, plus another 31 is 81 kind of disturbed volcanoes, we'll say. Okay, now let's get into our report here. Give me this, put this back. All right, hopping into the 5th already. Fuego, Semeru, Reventador, Nevada, Sabancay, Ebico. So Ebico here, 10,000 feet. Semeru on the island of Java. Again, it maxed out. It used to be 14. Yesterday we had one at 15, and again today 15,000 foot blast out of there. I believe that's the same one we saw last night. Please, the only protection I need is from you, McAfee. Fuego is 14,000 feet there. Nevada Del Ruiz, 23,000. And that was on the unrest list, right? It wasn't fully erupting. And I keep saying it needs to be over on the erupting list. That's because it keeps blasting at 23,000 feet. That's why I say that. I don't know, just kind of weird about that, you know? All right, moving on. Reventador, 14. Sabancaya, so high it was unable to detect. All right, let's get into the fourth here. All right, Recahenus, again, recent lava flow map has been released. It's still showing activity there. Ibu, 9,000 feet. Merapi on the island of Java. A strong eruption occurred at the volcano this morning at about 6:20. Oh, that's the same one we had before. Pyroclastic flow created abundant gray ash plumes. Yeah, come on, get your ad in there. All right, now back to business. Semeru, 15,000. That's high blast for that one. Marapi, nothing. Reported 14,000. Nothing. Okay, Santo Guido, 13,000 feet. Fuego, 14,000. This one was probably 14 or 15. That's what it was the other day. So 13, 14. Poas, sporadic ash emission. Sangay, 2,000 meters. Reventador, 14,000 feet. Sabancaya, 26,000. See, that's a big blast. 26,000 feet is telling you that's a lot of pressure to blast stuff that high. All right. So tonight we get our forecast thing again. It's back. Get this a little bit better for you guys. Go ahead and fire this up. Take out the volcano. Take out the earthquake. Take out. All right, can clear out some of these little pages here so we can get through this. All right, let that run for a second there. These later images will probably need updating because all this will change. Change isn't change until it's change. How do you like that one? And it's so true. Okay, current conditions. We finally got this thing moving out. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. So last night we were talking about this nasty storm up here in this nor'easter that hit the area. I want to pull up this quick little news report here just for learning purposes here because we were talking about this event and it was so important that people get informed about it because we didn't want stuff like this to happen.
Right after a powerful April snowstorm slammed New England. CBS's Christina Rex reports on this deadly spring nor'easter.
A spring nor'easter dumped more than a foot of snow in parts of Maine. It came down hard and fast, proving too much for this snowplow. Icy power lines sparked widespread outages.
Okay, I was showing you the blizzard on the backside. I showed you the ice storm that was coming, telling you that it's going to knock out power. Watch out for an ice storm. So you just saw that.
By midday, 40% of power customers in Maine were in the dark. The storm turned deadly after strong winds toppled trees, killing 2 drivers in Pennsylvania and another 2 outside New York City. In Derry, New Hampshire, officials believe a woman was killed after a tree fell on the home, causing a propane tank to explode. Here in Massachusetts, 60-mile-an-hour winds and strong waves battered the coast.
The storm surge that I was telling you about.
Causing street flooding and property damage.
A wave must have hit like window high and just come through.
Patrick Foley is cleaning up after a high wave crashed through the door of his beachfront home again.
This is the second time this has happened in the last 3 months.
This is just from today.
This is just from today.
This is all part of the storm system that started on the West Coast last weekend, where heavy rain caused part of Highway 1 in Big Sur to collapse, cutting off the coastal community. Officials now urging residents to evacuate ahead of more storms to come.
I'm just gonna go stay at a hotel in town for a couple of days and wait till after the rains and see how it goes.
Did you see all those people stuck on that highway there? For miles, there was just a line of cars there because landslide. It's known for having slides here, so I don't know what they were expecting, but a lot of people got injured. People died because they had no idea. This guy's home. He was like, "Oh, this is the second time." Well, we were telling you that the storm surge was coming. All right, I was telling you this has the equivalent of a Category 2 storm, which takes down huge trees like this. When you're out driving around in 70-mile-an-hour winds and you see the trees are bending sideways, maybe it's not a good idea to be out. These people really risk it when they go out in these conditions. That's what all this warning is about, so people don't die and lose their lives. Look at the street. It's just littered with branches and stuff because of the storm. All right, and that's why it's important that we talk about this stuff in advance a little bit, because the other day the storm chasers were chasing the storms and the weather network went down. They're relying on those apps, and then when it goes down, all of a sudden, you're no longer looking down at your phone. You're looking up at the sky going, where was it the last time we saw it? So yeah, right in the middle of a tornado outbreak, we have this breakdown. So it's important that we do this. Back to our model. This thing is still wrapping up, okay? Still causing chaos there. This is the current conditions going into the morning of the 5th now. Noontime. Convection. It's still there. It's still snowing. It's still going on there. Meanwhile, the West Coast and all the Rockies getting hit here. The nighttime of the 5th, morning of the 6th, noontime. Now, this thing coming together here is probably going to happen because we're getting closer to this. We're looking at the convection, severe weather now up in South Dakota and western Nebraska, back here on the backside of it, not down here in the tail area. But that's at convection. By nighttime, it's starting to get this nice comma-shaped effect. Very organized. You also see it pulling cold air from this side. There's the morning of the 7th. Noontime, thank God it dissipates like that. There's the convection. Watch out there. There could still be residual energy in there that might pop up. That's the nighttime of the 7th, morning of the 8th. Morning of the noon, convection. Noon of the 8th, convection. All right. Whoops. What happened there? All right. There's the noon of the 8th. There's convection. Little pop up there. But nighttime, all right, down here in the south of the night of the 8th is possible again. Into the morning hours, this is another dangerous situation. Morning time tornadoes catching people while they're asleep in Missouri, maybe Arkansas, in Illinois, Indiana region right there. As we get closer to that, it'll be more dialed into a region. Okay. Even if it's, got a orange circle around this area or whatever, it can always move and shift just a little bit. Changes a lot. So here we are with the Ohio River Valley effect again. That will be the noon of the 9th, convection of the 9th, back here in Oklahoma, Texas. Nighttime of the 9th right there will be dangerous. Morning of the 10th. All right, there's an event that we need to watch out for. This whole series, starting at the nighttime of the 8th, going through the morning hours, noon, convection of the 9th, nighttime of the 9th, morning of the 10th, noon, convection. Oh, no. All right, this is going to be a gnarly convection right there. Especially if it's this bad in the morning hours. You already have severe you already have tornado outbreak going on in the morning. Noontime, it really gets severe right around that core area, and then just starts to, it really starts to broaden and puncture and go this way into Alabama region. So who was that was asking about Alabama? Now we're talking, you better pay attention to your weather on the afternoon of the 10th, because nighttime when it does that is gonna be deadly. Morning time, again, the 11th. There's your noontime convection. Look out, Florida. Convection on the 11th, nighttime. I bet you if it's looking like this at convection, it'll probably hit shore still. Nighttime, though, morning of the 12th. You see this big long storm still going down here. Little activity by noon on the coast. Skirts it by convection, offshore by nighttime. Morning of the 13th. Another one of these nor'easters up here. This wind wrapping around, okay? It's going to be hitting way up there, but look right. Well, right there. I'll turn this thing. I was beeping in my ear. All right, so there we go with the morning of the 13th, noontime convection, and then it's out of there. The rest of that, we'll see, because it's just too unpredictable right now. But we can look at this little pattern here. This one here coming together around maybe the 18th. There's the nighttime of the 18th, morning of the 19th, noon convection. See this icing up here? Icing, snow, severe weather right there on the convection of the 19th. Nighttime, there's 420, the morning of 420, severe weather back down in here. A big icing event going on up there as well. Starting there. Boom, severe here by morning, noon, convection, and that's it for the 20th. But that's way out there. All right, so there's your model. The main thing is this next storm moving in right here. It seems to dissipate, which is good. Then we have this whole thing right here. 2-day, 3-day event right there. Since that other one dissipated, let's just one more time. Because right here, this is where it kind of starts at the nighttime of the 8th. We're having nighttime convection here. Warm, moist air is colliding with cold air here. The morning hours, it kind of shunts north right there. We still have severe weather in morning time. That's an indicator that there's, unstable air. And then back behind it here by convection on the 9th, that's severe convection, red. Then it really kind of goes nighttime. Morning hours right there is going to be very dangerous. This is the morning of the 10th. So everybody around the 10th, pay attention. Here we go. In case we lose any kind of communication, remember the 10th. All right, Texas, Arkansas, by convection, it's right there. So noon, it's back here in Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana. By convection, it's reached Mississippi, approaching Alabama. And then in the nighttime, it gets very severe, crossing Mississippi, Alabama, and even down here off the tip of Louisiana, you can still see storms. There's also stuff reaching back into Texas there. So Alabama, pay attention there. Mississippi, Alabama, pay attention right there. The nighttime of the 10th, the whole day of the 10th. So they'll be chasing it all day. So by nighttime, you'll know. The morning hours, it's still going to be around. Finally dissipate by noon. But then it hits Florida by convection the 11th. All right, so that's the main one to watch out for. All right, that's it for our report on that stuff. And let me get into our spiritual report now. USA. pull up some spiritual images. Not this guy. Come on now, please. Come on, dude. Sell your stuff on eBay. There we go. So, come over here, pull up a couple images, get to reading. Some of you have been waiting for this part. Thank you for waiting patiently. It's important that we kind of do the other part too, because there's still people that are, learning and getting on board and getting up to speed here. So it's important that we kind of do this solar, earthquake, volcano. Most of you guys enjoy that anyway. So, all right, there's one image. Let me pull up another one. And we'll do some reading. Oops, not that big. All right, that's good enough, I guess, for the moment. What was the other stuff we were going to do tonight, Mark? I had something else I was going to do. What was it? I had notes. The charging elephant I already talked about. That was the strange animal activity that we're seeing, animal behavior. Okay, and all because we got magnetic field, spiritual events going on, all kinds of craziness going on around the world. Okay, so let's just start right there, I guess. All you guys are sitting there taking a few deep breaths. I got to get my stuff together here. Turn on my reading lamp. Get all cozy. Get settled in. Okay. Make sure I'm all look like this at my desk. Got my light on. The funny thing about this video was the time it was taken, on the day it was taken, was actually during the show at the time I was reading to you. Pretty awesome stuff. All right. Been quite a crazy journey I've been on too. Ever since September 10th of 2017, boy, my life changed. Okay, so, yeah. The light of my face shining on you. Okay, there we go. So, learn to enjoy life more. Relax, remembering that I am God with you. I crafted you with enormous capacity to know me and enjoy my presence. When my people wear sour faces and walk through their lives with resigned rigidity, I'm displeased. But when you walk through a day with childlike delight, savoring every blessing, you proclaim your trust in me, your ever-present shepherd. So when you walk through the day with childlike trust and delight, savoring these blessings, you're actually proclaiming your trust in me. The more you focus on my presence with you, the more fully you can enjoy life. Have you guys experienced this now? The more you focus on my presence with you, the more fully you get to enjoy life. Glorify me through your pleasure in me. Thus you proclaim my presence to the watching world. I am yours for all eternity. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who is and was and is to come. The world you inhabit is a place of constant changes, more than your mind can absorb without going into shock. Even the body you inhabit is changing relentlessly in spite of modern science's attempts to prolong youth and life indefinitely. I, however, am the same yesterday and today and forever. Because I never change, your relationship with me provides a rock solid foundation for your life. A rock solid foundation for your life, doesn't it? It's because I never change. It's your relationship with me is rock solid. I will never leave your side. When you move on from this life to the next, my presence beside you will shine brighter with each step. You have nothing to fear because I am with you for all time and throughout eternity. You're stuck with me. I love you, and you're stuck with me. Pretty cool. I am the God of all time and all that is. Seek me not only in the morning quietness, but consistently throughout each day. Do not let unexpected problems distract you from my presence. Instead, talk with me about everything and watch confidently to see what I will do. Adversity need not interrupt your communication with me. When things go wrong, you tend to react as if you're being punished. Instead of this negative response, try to view the difficulties as blessings. Okay? They're blessings in disguise, really. So instead of negative response, try to view these difficulties as blessings in disguise. Make me your refuge by pouring out your heart to me and trusting in me at all times. Meet me in the early morning. I eagerly await you there. It's in the stillness of this holy time with me that I renew your strength and saturate you with peace. While others turn over for extra sleep or anxiously tune into the latest news, you commune with the creator of the universe. I have awakened in your heart strong desire to know me. This longing originated in me, though it now burns brightly in you. Okay, I'm going to try that again. I have awakened in your heart the strong desire to know me. This longing originated in me. Now it burns brightly in you. So when you seek my face in response to my love call, both of us are blessed. This is a deep mystery designed more for your enjoyment than for your understanding. I am not a sour God who discourages pleasure. I delight in your enjoyment of everything that is true, noble, bright, pure, lovely, and admirable. I delight in your enjoyment of those things, but think on these things, and my light in you will shine brighter each day, day by day. And it's working. You guys are shining brighter each day. I'm not a God who discourages pleasure. I delight in your enjoyment of everything that is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, or admirable. I got that other one. Oh, yeah. So, as we're looking around at these storms and all these tornadoes, and all this devastation, that's where this comes in so important. I need you to find me in the midst of the maelstrom. Sometimes events whirl around you so quickly that they become a blur. Whisper my name in recognition that I am still with you. Without skipping a beat in the activities that occupy you, you will find strength and peace through praying my name. Later, when the happenings have run their course, you can talk with me more fully. Accept each day just as it comes to you, and do not waste your time and energy wishing for a different set of circumstances. Okay? Stop wasting your time and energy wishing for a different set of circumstances. Instead, trust me enough to yield to my design and purposes. Remember that nothing can separate you from my loving presence. You are mine. You are mine. So expect to encounter adversity in your life, remembering that you live in a deeply fallen world. Stop trying to find a way that circumvents difficulties. The main problem with an easy life is that it masks your need for me. When you became a Christian, I infused my very life into you, empowering you to live on a supernatural plane by depending on me. So anticipate coming face to face with impossibilities, situations totally beyond your ability to handle. All right? Anticipate coming face to face with impossibilities. Expect to encounter adversity. Impossibilities. Anticipate coming face to face with impossibilities, situations that are totally beyond your ability to handle. This awareness of your inadequacy is not something you should try to evade. It is precisely where I want you. It's the best place to encounter me. Do you understand that? You can't encounter me unless you're in that place. It's precisely where I want you. It's the best place to encounter me in my glory. When you see armies of problems marching towards you, cry out to me. Allow me to fight for you. Watch me working on your behalf as you rest in the shadow of my almighty presence. I got more. Anticipate coming face to face with impossibilities. Is that next time, or did I go on this one? I think that goes next time. Stack over here. Next, I think. Yeah, okay. So, here we go, picking up now again here. So, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. When you seek my face and my will, searching for guidance, I may show you the next step on your journey without revealing the appointed time for you to take that step. Instead of going full speed ahead as soon as you know what's next, you must wait until I show you when I want you to go forward. Okay, so you will see what's next and you want to jump right at it, but hold up. You must wait until I show you when I want you to go forward. There is a season for everything. This means that even the most fulfilling times in life must eventually give way to something new. Whereas some of my followers chomp at the bit to forge ahead into new territory, others hold back even when I am clearly directing them to go forward. Okay, that's another problem. Others hold back even when I'm clearly directing them to go forward. I am clearly directing you to go forward. So, moving from a comfortable season of life into a new situation can feel scary, especially to those who dislike change. However, I want you to trust me enough to cling to me and follow wherever I lead, whenever I choose. Your times are in my hands. So don't be terrified or discouraged, for I am with you wherever you go. It's easy for my followers to feel frightened and even pessimistic when mainstream voices in this world speak so heavily against them. Huh. It's easy for my followers to feel frightened and pessimistic when you got these mainstream voices in this world that speak so heavily against you. Looking at this life through godless, biased lenses will indeed pull you down. Christian courage is the antidote to this poisonous input. I repeat, Christian courage is the antidote to this poisonous input, and it is nourished by the knowledge that I am always with you. You get how that works? Christian courage is the antidote to this poisonous input. It's crucial to remember that what you can see of reality is only a very small piece of the world. When Elijah was deeply discouraged, he said that he was the only one who had remained faithful. Yet there were thousands in Israel who had not bowed down to Baal. Elijah was blinded by his isolation and his discouragement. Similarly, Elijah's servant was terrified because he couldn't see what Elijah saw. He saw horses and chariots of fire all around him. He saw this realm all around him. He knew that this realm existed. He wasn't afraid. He saw the horses. He saw the chariots of fire all around to protect them from the enemy forces. Okay, you see what's going down over there in the Middle East? Elijah saw the horses and the chariots of fire all around to protect them from the enemy forces. What are they going to encounter here soon? Something supernatural. It's going to throw them off. Beloved, not only am I with you, but I have the unlimited resources to help you. So look beyond the way things appear and take courage. Take courage. It should give you courage as well as peace. Everything. All things are possible with me. Let these powerful words light up your mind and encourage your heart. All things are possible with me. Let those words light up your mind and encourage your heart. Refuse to be intimidated by the way things look at the moment. I am training you to live by faith, not by sight. And that means by the sights you see in the media. This is for eyes that see. That's a different sight. I'm trying to tell you, not the physical world. I am training you to live by faith, not by the physical world. The sense of sight is a spectacular gift from me to be used joyfully and gratefully. However, it's easy to be mesmerized by all the visual stimulation around you. You guys have so much visual stimuli, you can't even focus on the road. So, how easy is it to be mesmerized by all the visual stimulation around you and forget about me? Faith is a type of vision that connects you to me, okay? Faith is a kind of vision that helps connect you to me. If you didn't have faith, you wouldn't have eyes to see. You wouldn't see this. You'd think it's pareidolia. Okay? The sense of sight is a spectacular gift, but to be used joyfully and gratefully. Too much visual stimuli, you forget about me. And the faith is a type of vision that connects you to me. Instead of being so focused on the visible world, dare to trust me and my promises. Live close to me, your Savior and friend. But remember, I am also infinite God. When I lived on your planet, my miraculous signs revealed my glory, and my disciples, that you, put their faith in me. I continue to do miracles in your world. I continue to do miracles in your world. Okay. Where did I leave off here? The sense of sight, yes. So instead of being so focused on the visible world, dare to trust me and my promises. Live close to me as your Savior friend, but remember I'm also God. I lived on your planet. My miraculous signs revealed my glory, and my viewers, my followers, my disciples put their faith in me. I continue to do miracles in your world according to my will and purposes. So seek to align your will with mine and to see things from my perspective. To see things from my perspective. This way, looking down on this planet, what's really going on. Okay? I continue to do miracles in your world according to my will and purposes. Seek to align your will with mine and to see things from my perspective. Exert your faith to ask for big things and watch and hope for me to work. You are fully known. I know absolutely everything about you, and I love you with perfect, unfailing love. Most people are searching for a greater self-understanding and self-acceptance. Underlying your search is a desire to find someone who truly understands you and accepts you for who you are. I am that someone who can fully satisfy this deep-seated longing. It is in your relationship with me that you discover who you really are. Huh. Isn't it? It's in your relationship with me that all of a sudden you discover who you really are. So I encourage you to be real with me, dropping all pretenses and opening yourself fully to me. As you draw near, utter these inspired words: search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Okay? Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts, because in the light of my holy gaze, you will see things you need to change. But don't despair, I will help you. Continue resting in my presence, receiving my love that flows freely into you through your openness to me. Okay? Receiving my love that frees fully into you through your openness to me. Continue resting in my presence, receiving my love that flows freely into you through your openness to me. Take time to let this powerful love soak in deeply, filling up your empty spaces and overflowing into joyous worship. Okay? See that? Joyous worship, overflowing into joyous worship. Ship's going down and you're getting saved. So take time to let this powerful love soak in deeply, filling you up. I want every empty space overflowing. Rejoice greatly, for you are fully known and forever loved. Okay? Because the Christian life is all about trusting me in good times and in hard times. I am Lord over all of your circumstances, so I want to be involved in every aspect of your life. You can quickly connect with me by affirming your confidence in me here and now. You can quickly connect with me by affirming your confidence in me here and now. When your world seems dark and you trust me anyway, my light shines brightly through you. Your display of transcendent faith weakens spiritual forces of evil. I repeat, my light shines brightly through you. Your display of that transcendent faith weakens spiritual forces of evil. And my supernatural light showing through you blesses and strengthens the people around you. Clinging to me in the dark requires you persistently exert your willpower. But while you're grasping on to me, remember, my hand has an eternal grip on yours. I will never let go of you. Moreover, my spirit helps you keep hanging on. My spirit helps you keep hanging on. When you feel on the verge of giving up, cry out for my assistance. Help me, Holy Spirit. That brief prayer right there, just help me, Holy Spirit, enables you to tap into my limitless resources. Even when your circumstances look dark and threatening, my light is still shining on you in surpassing splendor. So when things are not going your way, refuse to get flustered. Stop what you're doing, take some deep breaths, seek my face, spend a few moments enjoying my presence. Tell me about the matters that are frustrating you, and I will help you see things from my perspective and sort out what is really important. Moreover, I will open up the way before you as you press on in trusting dependence, remaining in communication with me. Your desire to feel in control is often the culprit behind your frustration. Okay? Your desire to feel in control is often the culprit behind your frustration. I struggle with that too. Okay? That's why I've given you the best of what I got and how I learned to overcome this. All right? Because these are real things that I've encountered through my experiences, and I'm giving you the tools that I know work. Tell me about the matters that are frustrating you. I will help you see them from my perspective and sort out what's really important. I will open up the way before you as you press on in trusting dependence. Excuse me. Ow. Your desire to feel in control is the culprit behind your frustration. You try to plan your day and expect others to behave in ways that expedite your plans. I do that all the time. When that doesn't happen, you face the choice to resent the situation or to trust me. It's pretty hard to do. Remember that I am in control and my ways are higher than yours, as the heavens are higher than the earth. So instead of getting agitated about setbacks to your schedule, use them as reminders. I'm trying to do that all the time. I get a setback in my busy schedule. I get frustrated, and that's when oh God, here we go. Please help me, Jesus. So instead of getting agitated about your setbacks to your schedule, use them as reminders. I am your Savior God, and you are my beloved. So relax in my sovereign control, trusting in my unfailing love. Yeah, that's it for tonight. Next message different after that. So, all right. Not gonna lie. Ugh. Excuse me. A very long day today. It's been a long 100 days. Okay, so, all right, you guys enjoyed that. And off they went. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Russian, whoever it was that got their little thing deleted. It's okay. I learned you can't save someone who drowning and panicking until they stop fighting against the rescuer. That's true. That's more like it. Yeah. Oh, Cindy, I love you. Southern Grace, thank you, darling. Hopkinson, thank you, sweetie. And we had Surfer Girl, I think I saw her here earlier. Jeremy, no, Joanne, yes. Thank you for being here. Tina P. I'm just saying, Whitetail 7, Hopkinson. There's Gabe, I haven't seen him in a minute. It would be nice to see evidence of dewgrass. Oh, you're talking about maybe chocolate peanut butter ice cream rocks. Oh my God, that sounds so good. Oh, praying for you, love to garden. Oh, and watch Women of the Dragon. All right, so many good family members all here. So nice to see you guys. I hope you had a nice time. I hope you're understanding what's going on here. And it's really hard to do this. It is so hard to go through what I'm going through and try to let you guys know without saying the crazy phrase, because I've learned through experience that you cannot come out and say it. You just are. So I just do it this way instead. And I think you guys are picking up on what I'm laying down, and it feels good. It feels good to have some people that understand me, that, trust me a little bit. It's hard to find that in this world anymore. Actually, a very nice guy. I sacrificed my body. I'm shattered. My body is all messed up. But I do it because I love you guys. It's my service. Almost like a soldier serving his country, except I serve my country in a much higher form. I battle things in the spiritual realm that just make these look meaningful. Okay, so remember, you have a lover, a friend, a protector. He's your savior and your king, and he's here. He's here right now. The Word made flesh. You will see me coming in the clouds, but the Word made flesh, not cloud, not video. All right. I love you guys. Hang in there. We're getting close. I know everybody's getting anxious about April 8th. Just hang in there. Keep your focus on me. Don't get distracted too much by the P. Diddy and all of these guys, this crime syndicate and everything going down. All right. I hear people, a little bit of hatred in their heart coming up. Oh, he deserved it. And that, oh, okay. But remember, we're trying to practice forgiveness and pray for an individual who is deeply lost. It's very hard to do, but it's good for you. It relieves your mind. You feel better knowing that at least I prayed for the gentleman. I understand his situation. If he had only known about the Lord, he probably wouldn't have gone down that road. Yeah, you can't stop looking at clouds now, huh? Yeah, I know. It's hard for me, too. Especially when I got faces all over the place just looking at me. I can't stop to take pictures and keep collecting more pictures. I don't even have room to store them on a computer anymore. I've gotten the most important ones, and that's why I keep continuing to show you the ones. Some of the other scenes in the clouds that I have pictures of, you don't really want to see. I can describe one of a Capitol building with a giant wave of water hitting it and water gushing out through the windows of the Capitol building, of some Capitol building. It was just a dome with a broken flagpole with a flag. You could see the American flag. And you could see water gushing out through the windows of one of these Capitol buildings. Some of the scenes in the sky are ones you don't want to see. Others, some of them are like scenes of my personal life. It's so embarrassing. I'm glad people can't see this stuff because I'm still human. I still have, human tendencies, and my personal life showing up in the clouds is a little embarrassing. But here, some of the more important images, especially this event here on Easter. You must understand this event happened on Easter. There was an event the day before that guided me to this spot again. I knew after what I saw there the day before, I should probably show up at that same spot on Easter. And you can see this other face here. All right, so this is for your comfort. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures. It's a real event. I stood there for an hour taking pictures to get this whole thing together. Yes, dragons, angels, all kinds of different things. I got stuff on my channel that will give you references of what to look for. Lately, it's a set of eyes. Look for two clouds in almond shape that are almost the same size right across from each other. They're clearly clouds that are sets of eyes. And when you see one set, you will see the rest of the face drop in. You'll see sometimes it's not a human face. It's a kind of cartoonish faces like that lion right there. Different types of creatures, dragons, angels, alien creatures, other entities that live out in the universe. Okay. So you're going to see more and more stuff in the clouds. These images are compressed. Okay. This event, when it happened, it was so big in your face. I was actually seeing something different. I saw Jesus on a cross with his crucified with his head hanging down. Is what I was taking pictures of. And when I got home, I went through all the pictures to look at, what I was taking pictures of. And when they were compressed, it was a totally different scene. These are compressed images. They're back further than what you're used to. Really, we had an ad there? Than what the perspective you're used to seeing from. All right, so these images are compressed. It means I took them from a bigger state. You see how it's smaller in this pop-up here? That's taking this picture, compressing it down to a smaller format so you can see it. They're in a different dimension, is what I'm telling you. And that's what solidifies these images. Okay, they're in a different dimension. How is that happening? What if this was HARP or some kind of man-generated? Why would they do it in a perspective that you can't see? So that negates all that mumbo jumbo. And what I'm trying to tell you is the more you trust me that this is a real event, you can tell. Just look at it. You guys got eyes, you got common sense and brains, right? You can look at it. It's a real event. The more you believe me, the more peace and courage you will have. That's why I keep showing this over and over again. It is your foundation. It is your rock. It is your Savior showing up on Easter in the clouds. The 2,000-year-old prophecy came true. It came true. Over my head because of who I am. All this spiritual weirdness happening to me because of who I am. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not lying to you. I am simply documenting what has happened to me and sharing it and giving it as a gift to you so you will be able to cope with what's coming. Let me turn that up a little bit. Let me just do it real quick. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So I know there's a lot of activity going on the
I'm gonna find one more thing for you
don't
guys
feel
to
like
read.
reporting on that stuff right now. Actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. All right, so there's that. I found one last thing for you guys right here. We'll close out with this here real quick. Some other important stuff I need you guys to know. To infuse more joy into your day, seek to increase your awareness that I am with you. An easy way to do this is to say, "Thank you, Jesus, for your presence." This is a short, simple prayer that you can pray it frequently. It beautifully connects you to me, expressing your gratitude. You don't have to feel my nearness in order to pray this way. The more you thank me for my presence, the more real I become to you. You align yourself, mind, heart, and spirit with the reality that in me you live and move and have your being. You also increase your awareness by looking for my signs of my unseen presence around you. The beauties of nature and the pleasures of loved ones are reminders pointing you to me. You can also find me in my word, for I am the living word. Ask my spirit to illuminate scripture to you, shining my bright light in your heart, helping you see the glory of my presence. Okay? You don't have to feel my nearness, but the more you thank me for my presence, the more real I become, and the more you align yourself, mind, heart, and spirit, with the reality that in me you live and move and have your being. Okay? It's important. Once you get to that point, you really start to breathe easier a little bit. You can also find me in my word. I am the living word. You can find me in the pleasures of loved ones. The more real I become to you, the more you align yourself, mind, heart, and spirit. The more to infuse more joy, seek to increase your awareness that I am with you. I am with you. Do you hear me? Do you see me? I am with you. When the more you realize my presence, the more beautifully connected to me, expressing your gratitude. You may not feel my nearness, but the more you thank me for my presence, the more real I become to you. And when I become real to you, that aligns you, mind, heart, and spirit with the reality that in me you live and move and have your being. You also increase your awareness by looking for my signs of my unseen presence around you. The beauties of nature, the pleasures of loved ones are reminders pointing you to me. You can also find me in my word. I am the living word. Ask my spirit to illuminate scripture. Okay? I love you guys. What else? I thought maybe I'd find one more. You guys are still hanging there. All right, a little bit more comfort here for you guys. Okay, I want you to have some comfort. It's getting rocky now, so this is where we really start working and applying. So when your world looks dark and threatening, come to me, pour out your heart to me, knowing that I am listening and I care. That helps you so much that you know that I am listening and I care. That's where you find comfort, is in my sovereignty. I'm in control even when global events look terribly out of control. Do you hear me? I'm in control even when global events look out of control. Actually, many things are not as they should be, not as they were created to be. You do well to yearn for perfect goodness, and someday those longings will be wondrously satisfied. What else did I have for you? To all who receive me, to those who believe in my name, I give the right to become children of God. There is a close connection between receiving me and believing in my name, the essence of who I am. Receiving a gift requires some measure of openness, doesn't it? Oh, there we go. So, where did I leave off here? Receiving a gift requires some measure of openness, and I am the best gift imaginable. Recognizing me as your Savior God, you can believe that my author of everlasting life is real and that it is for you. You got me? Do you hear me? Recognizing me as your Savior God, you can believe that my author of everlasting life is real and that it's for you. Being a child of God is indescribably glorious. I am both your Savior and your constant companion. As you journey through life in this dark world, I am with you each step of the way. I provide light not only for your path, but also for your mind and heart. I delight in giving you joy. Do you hear me? I delight in giving you joy, now and throughout eternity. Your brightest moment on earth will one day look quite dim in comparison with the glory light of heaven. Your brightest moment on earth will one day look quite dim in comparison to the glory light of heaven. There you will see my face in its brilliant splendor, and you will be satisfied with endless oceans of love. When your world looks dark and threatening, you will see my face and you will be satisfied with endless oceans of love. That's how it works. That's how we get her done around here. Now that you guys figuring out how to get her done, you know the steps and everything, help others with those steps. I know you're struggling with them as well. So work your steps, help others with their steps. It's almost kind of like an AA type thing, but we're not addicted to drugs. We are trying to help people spiritually. And in the 12 steps is having had a spiritual awakening. We continue to bring this message to others. All right? Having had a spiritual awakening, we continue to bring this message to others. That's what makes you a spiritual warrior. And that's what gets you into the gates, baby. I love you. I miss you all. God bless you all. I have so much more for you. I wish I had more time right now. Oh, where are we? You know what? Before I close up, I'm going to give you guys a second to chat there in the chat room. I'm going to go walk away for a second. I'm going to put this on. I'll be back. Why don't you guys come up with something that you want to see from my channel or questions or whatever. So I know there's a lot of... But I'll give another half hour or so to this if you want. So if you have questions or requests, I'll be right back. Put them in the chat room. And then we'll close it.
I don't feel like reporting on that stuff
Be right back.
Actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier.
Yeah, think of what you guys want, topic you want to talk about, or if you have questions, you want to see a certain thing, let me know.
Tilt your head
Be
to the
right back.
right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images and that this event, you know, is taking place here because there's more that happens here. Okay, so starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here.
There, I got one.
Where
It occurred to me that we could pull up here.
This has changed now. Now we're seeing
Here,
a
we'll
little
do.
round, like lion type face with the nose right
there.
here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it.
With the SO2 map, you surely, I'm aware it's a fix.
Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures.
No,
and it's the transition.
That's a good
between
question.
Jesus'
SO2
face
does not intensify the storms. Let me say that the SO4 particulates actually are particulates that raindrops can adhere to. Okay, so not the SO2 so much, but the SO4 does cause particulates in the air that water droplets can cling to. Okay, so that'll kind of answer that question. And it just occurred to me what I got for you guys. So you can see that little lion face. And let me just pull this one up and change this real quick to something else over here. Get my channel pulled up here. Something else here for you guys. Unfortunately, EVPs are real.
You're not ready for it.
Yeah, you're not ready for it. So, I'm going to show you what a weather storm chaser caught. Okay. There it is. All right, this video got scrubbed as well. Just wondering if I was alone in thinking things seem off a bit. No. All right, so in this, real quick, whoops, let me pause it. The storm chaser is filming a tornado moving through Florida, and it's ripping up the town, knocking over cars and blowing over this van. But in the background, electromagnetically adhered to his video is an electromagnetic voice print saying my name. Brian Knight is coming like a lion. I'll try to capture this for you. Forgive the sound of the windshield wipers. We'll try not to blow your ears out. All right, Brian Knight is coming like a lion. God.
Outside. They're dangerous.
Funny thing is this segment of video got removed from the link. I saved the link in a bookmark, and when I went back to play the original link, this whole segment was missing. And I'm glad I made a video out of it because I still have a copy of it. Hopefully you can hear in there, it's saying Brian Knight is coming like a lion, and he's God. Almost sounds like he's mad or God. Depends on what you hear. Alright, so enough of that. Alright, Brian Knight is coming like a lion. Alright? So let that reassure you too. Alright, and comfort your heart that Brian Knight is coming like a lion. I was, I am, and I'm coming like a lion. Alright, you see the lion? That's why that happens over my head. It's because of who I am. Now take comfort in that and know that you got a good friend. You got your best friend, your big brother, everybody called me Big Buddy. So you got a big buddy who's got your back. All right. And just so you let you know that these Russian missiles, everybody uses our GPS. So we could turn them around and send them back from where they came. You might want to start considering that before you start pushing buttons for the powers that be. Okay? And then I have control of the electromagnetic spectrum. And I can change everything. I can make anything. Get ready to see impossibilities. Okay? That's why I keep showing you this. It's so important that you get this as your foundation, as your rock solid foundation, that you know me for who I am. Okay? And that you trust me. The more that you trust me, the more you open to me, the more blessed you become. Don't you? You guys are living abundantly now. You have the Christian courage now. You're getting that heart of a lion now, like me, right? And you're seeing through the lies of this world. You're seeing with eyes that see. You now have ears that hear as well. Okay? That's it for tonight. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I will be back. I'm coming like a lion. I will be back. I am already back. Look, can't you tell? I am already back. Have been for a while. Been watching everything. I've been making a list and checking it twice. I'm going to find out who's naughty and nice. And thankfully, I have this wonderful family here with you guys, and I'm truly blessed. So thank you so much for being here. God bless you all. I miss you all. Until my next show, I will be back. I am back already. You should be able to tell. All right, that's it for tonight. I love you all. Bye.